When a massive wildfire tore through Southern California's Angeles National Forest last month, residents were ordered to get out. One man who intentionally stayed behind and nearly died was later ridiculed by the governor and other officials. Now, as CBS News correspondent Bill Whitaker reports, we're hearing a different story.
These days, Julius Goff's neighbors call him
Hot Tub Hero. That's his new name around town.
With the largest fire in LA County history bearing down on his tiny canyon community, Goff hopped on this ATV and went door to door, warning and helping 10 of his neighbors to get to safety.
If I would have stayed here, I don't think I would be sitting here talking to you.
But when he went to his house to get his roommate, the wildfire became a monster and trapped them with 50-foot flames.
It was like a war zone down here.
Sounds like hell.
Oh, it was.
The heat so intense, his skin began to blister. Their only hope, to run for a hot tub some 30 yards away.
The minute we stepped outside that door, it was so hot, the only thing we could do was scream. We screamed, just at the top of our lungs.
Saved by a hot tub. But as Goff lay in the hospital with third-degree burns over half of his body, he heard the governor and fire officials on TV call him the prime example of what can happen to those who ignore evacuation orders.
I don't want to die. I got a 10-year-old son. You know, I don't want to die.
So why'd you do it?
Because my friends were down here.
Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Tujunga, California.
Julius Goff is still recovering from his injuries. He and his neighbor Trevor Pullen join us live this morning from Los Angeles. Gentlemen, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Julius, it's been almost a little more than a month since this ordeal. How are your burns? How is that recovery going?
It's slow, it's painful, I'm really sore. Horrific nightmares. I mean, I have nightmares you wouldn't believe. And I got a lot of good friends, though, that are supporting me after I got out.
You have severe burns, horrific nightmares, you lost your house. If you had this to do over, Julius, would you?
Yeah, I think I would. If my friends were down there and in the position that I was put in, because I worked for the forestry, I volunteered to open and close gates in the evening and in the morning. So I would do it again if my friends were down there, yes.
Trevor is one of your friends and neighbors, one of the people that you saved. What do you have to say to Julius this morning, Trevor?
Thank you, ultimately. He's the best friend I've ever had, and he saved not only just me, but many people down there. The only thing, he was not worried about himself that morning. He was worried about getting everyone else and their stuff out safely, and lost everything he owns and almost his life due to that. And all I have to say is thank you very much, brother.
You're in a wheelchair, Trevor. Have you ever thought about what would have happened if Julius hadn't come along?
Absolutely. This fire was very underestimated by all of us in the community because it was not really brought to our attention how serious it was until very close to it when it got to us. So I was gonna stay. Julius is the one that got me out. So like I said earlier, I don't think I probably would have made it being in a wheelchair, because I wouldn't have been able to run to a jacuzzi.
You know, gentlemen, that the governor and other fire officials disagree with your version of the story. They said they not only gave you plenty of warning about the severity of this fire, they issued a mandatory evacuation order. And Julius, they say that you are, in fact, an example of what happens when you don't listen. You get yourself into trouble. What do you say to that?
No, I say they're wrong, because the fire department and I work, Orange County Fire Department, we worked together all day long that morning, and they told all of us, reassured us, that you don't have nothing to worry about, because I walked around with the fire department all morning. They said we're going to have a fire engine in front of each and every house. And where were they? Where were they? We didn't have no helicopters, no airplanes, no nothing. They could have stopped this fire. And now we have a bigger mess on our hands because the floodwaters are coming. And you know, it's just, it could have been prevented. We've had fires there before. They put frost check on both sides and a fire went right by us. So there was no reason for this to happen.
Right.
No reason at all.
Julius, we wish you well in your recovery. Trevor, thank you as well so much.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen.